June 6, 1755, in Coventry, Connecticut, Nathan Hale was one of 12 children. Between the ages of 14 and 18, he attended Yale University. Upon his graduation, Nathan Hale became a school teacher and was one of the few of his day to insist on the education of girls. Hale tutored girls from 5 to 7 a.m. and boys in the afternoon or after they finished their farm chores. When the Revolutionary War began, Nathan Hale was a captain in a regiment known as Knowlton's Rangers, or Congress's own. He later volunteered his services as a spy for George Washington. Most accounts state that Hale, dressed as a Dutch schoolmaster, wrote his notes in Latin and hid the notes in his shoes. Other accounts note that Hale carried his diploma from Yale to support his claim that he was a traveling school teacher. Most of Hale's missions involved traveling from Connecticut to Long Island, New York. On one such mission in September of 1776, the British captured Nathan Hale. It is believed that his betrayer was his cousin, Samuel Hale, a Tory. Without the benefit of a trial, Nathan Hale was found guilty of spying and hanged. Before his death, it is believed that he said the words, "I only regret that I have but one life to lose for my country." Nathan Hale was 21 years old when he died. He was never given a proper burial, and his body rests somewhere in New York City. In 1985, Nathan Hale was named Connecticut's official state hero. This is an original granite brass water fountain. Designed by Upjohn, the fountains were used to water the horses of the early legislators. The horses did not drink from the fountains. Their leather buckets were filled here and then brought outside. The fountains are now sealed and only serve a decorative purpose. Not only does Connecticut have a state hero, but we also have a heroine, Prudence Crandall. Like Nathan Hale, Crandall was a school teacher who believed all people deserved an education. In the 1830s, she opened the first New England Academy for African American women. In response to this, a Black law was passed in Connecticut that prohibited the education of African Americans who were not inhabitants of the state. Prudence Crandall was tried 3 times for breaking the law, but the case was dismissed due to a legal technicality. The school was closed following an unsuccessful attempt to set the building on fire. Crandall and her husband, Reverend Calvin Filio, left Canterbury and traveled to Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New York, and Illinois. Following her husband's death, Crandall and her brother moved to Kansas. An annuity was initiated in Canterbury on Crandall's behalf in 1886, receiving support from such notable Connecticut residents as Mark Twain. In April 1886, the Connecticut legislature granted her $400 yearly, a pension she received until her death in 1890. In 1995, Prudence Crandall was named the state's female hero. School children from New Canaan, Connecticut, introduced her name to the legislature. To the left of Prudence Crandall is a replica of the Liberty Bell. The bell is one of at least 54 full-size replicas of the original. Produced in 1950 by the U.S. Treasury Department, the bells were used to encourage participation in the Savings Bond Independence Drive. The materials for the bells were donated by leading American metal companies. The Ford Motor Company provided transportation. The replicas have the same tone as the original Liberty Bell. Today, the bell is used to mark special holidays or events and is usually rung by the governor or members of the state Capitol Police. Since its arrival, the replica has been on public display inside the Capitol.